Hello everyone. This is going to be a 200 jury charge for the RPR simulator and it will be 5 minutes long. Okay. Ready? Here we go. You are going to hear that the crime lab came to process the scene, that arson investigators came to process the scene. They recovered at least on that first day, that is Tuesday the 8th, as many of the bones that they could recover from this obvious destructive area, this burn area, and the evidence will show how the bones were recovered and transported for identification and examination. You are going to hear that officers, remember, this is on a Tuesday. They had already gotten there on the previous Saturday. The officers weren't able to recover or even examine this area. None of the police officers themselves, humans or with the assistance of canines, cadaver dogs or bloodhounds or any kind of search dogs, were not able to inspect this particular area because of a German Shepherd that was vicious, which was guarding that particular area or that particular burn area. This is a photo that just assists you and explains why it took until Tuesday to find these human remains in the area. All right, we will move a little bit more quickly into the following or into the balance of that week. The recovery of those bones, you will hear, were very, very small in size. They were also very degraded. They were charred, but they were also examined by a forensic anthropologist. We will talk about that a little bit later in the case. But what you need to know on Wednesday is that they were able to say that they are human bones and that they are from an adult female. The officers obviously at this point believe that this is the site of a mutilation and the disposal of Rachel Ramsey. Later on the next day, on Thursday, this burn area, this is a little computer generated image of the burn area where the officers were able to further excavate and recover all of the rest of the bones that were found in that area. And let me just take a moment to tell you about these computer generated images that you are going to see. There is a gentleman by the name of Ray Austin. He is an employee with the Indiana State Patrol. Ray Austin was at the scene for at least 7 of the days that led up to or included the processing of the scene. And Mr. Austin, you are going to hear evidence that he took at least 4,100 measurements and later created not only still images of the exterior of the property, exterior of Mr. Mack's garage, trailer, the burn area, the Jackie and Martin areas, but also some of the interiors as well. Because you are not going to be able to go out there, because you are not going to be able to do the scene visit, Mr. Austin created for you kind of a tour. Many of you might be familiar with at least with some kind of computers, virtual tours, that you're able to kind of tour the area and get kind of a description of the land, if you will, and you will hear how accurate the depictions are. You are going to see it. You are going to see the virtual tour so that you get a better flavor or feel for where one item might be in relation to another, all right? So we also have for you these computer generated images that you will see. Now you heard about Cheryl Combs. You heard about her doing some DNA work in this case. Now you are going to hear that Ms. Combs received from law enforcement 180 items of evidence where officers asked that a DNA profile be developed. You are going to hear that that is the largest submission of evidence ever at the Indiana State Crime Lab, and that the amount of DNA work in this case was absolutely overwhelming. Ms. Combs, and although not as important in this case, will still tell you about all of the profiles that she was able to develop. She will tell you what DNA is, and it's a genetic footprint, and how you can make matches and all those types of things, all right? With that having been said, though, you are going to hear that one of the bones that was recovered in the pit, still had some tissue on it. So it had some muscle tissue on the bone. It wasn't completely burned. It wasn't completely degraded. This allowed Ms. Combs to develop a DNA profile and, in fact, positively match this leg bone to the sample, to the exemplar, to the standard of Rachel Ramsey. So after that, the bone is examined, and after a DNA profile is established, there isn't any more question as to who this female skeleton is. This mutilated, fragmentary skeleton belongs to, and that is with 100% certainty Rachel Ramsey. So the investigative timeline, that is the first 8 or 10 days of this case, includes. These aren't going to help you because we have stuff on the bottom. So you are going to have to look forward. Again, I apologize for that. That will be fixed at the break. But on the 31st of October, Rachel Ramsey is killed. You are going to hear about the timeline of October 31st. You are going to hear that at 8:12 in the morning on the 31st, Daniel Mack lures or calls the Auto Trader magazine, and Rachel Ramsey is asked to come out to the scene. You are also going to hear she'd been there 5 times before, but always with the name of Daniel Mack. At least I think that's what the evidence is going to show. But Mr. Mack used a different name, which was L. Wright, to get her to come out on that afternoon. Okay, so we do have a word list, a pretty lengthy word list. We've got German Shepherd, capital G-E-R-M-A-N, Shepherd, capital S-H-E-P-H-E-R-D. Ray Austin, capital R-A-Y, Austin, capital A-U-S-T-I-N. Indiana State Patrol, capital I-N-D-I-A-N-A. State, capital S on State. Patrol, capital P on Patrol. We've got Indiana State Crime Lab. You're going to want to capitalize I on Indiana, capital S on State, capital C on Crime, capital L on Lab. Jackie, capital J-A-C-K-I-E. Martin, capital M-A-R-T-I-N. Cheryl Combs, capital S-H-E-R-Y-L. Combs, capital C-O-M-B-S. Daniel Mack, capital D-A-N-I-E-L. Mack, capital M-A-C-K. Rachel Ramsey, capital R-A-C-H-A-E-L. Ramsey, capital R-A-M-S-E-Y. Let's see, Wright, capital W-R-I-G-H-T. And then we've got Auto Trader magazine. Now, Auto Trader is one word, but we're going to capitalize A-U-T-O, capital T-R-A-D-E-R. So the A and the T are both capitalized, even though it's one word. So let me say that again. Capital A, lowercase U-T-O, capital T, lowercase R-A-D-E-R. Magazine, capital M-A-G-A-Z-I-N-E. Okay, and that concludes our 200 jury charge for the RPR simulator. Good luck.